So Mo Salah went straight back into the starting lineup, his first since that outburst at Leeds, which was before AFCON. It was also his first start in a Champions League game since Real Madrid at the start of November. If we compare his average position to that game and last night, you'll notice a slight tweak. He was the furthest forward player on the pitch for Liverpool, and that allowed Jeremy Frimpong to utilise the space on the right.
It helps that he's already for so long with us, so he knows his teammates and he knows how we want to play. And it says a lot about how big of a professional he is, that being away with us for a month in a different team, that he was so fit to play today 90. I think he was close to a goal. Good ball from Cody. Usually that's a goal for him. Tonight it wasn't, but it didn't harm us because we scored 3.
Tim Sherwood, good morning. So Salah straight back into the team. It was a tweaked formation as well. Yeah. Was that good management from Slot?
I thought it was a master stroke to bring him back straight in. You know, takes away the circus. Because if he didn't play him, you know, everyone was saying, is that going to be the end of him? Will he leave him out from now to the end of the season?
It would have been our top story, I can tell you that
Absolutely.
Right now.
And so he's made the right decision in that regard. I think he's still a top player. He went away to the AFCON, he scored 4 goals. He would have liked to have won that tournament, he still hasn't won that. So he can come back to Liverpool and try and win a trophy for them. Still not out of the question. I thought they were very impressive last night. I think it's also helped when Liverpool play, whenever they play, when a team like Marseille come out and play against you, they never take a backward step. The Zerbi side will never take a backward step. They always make the pitch wide open. And I think it played into Liverpool's hands, I really do. But you have to give them credit. You know, the setup was good. You know, I thought splitting the 2 strikers, Mo Salah and Ekitike, making them out to in runs, very difficult for any defence to cope with because you don't know where they're going to be. Are they going to stay wide? Are they going to come into them? When they do stay wide, you've got legs like Szoboszlai and Wirtz. As a central defender, you don't want to jump into the 10s, you know, because it leaves a space for them to bend their runs. At the moment, it looked, well, last night, you can only go on last night's evidence, it looked like a very good formation which suited the group of players. Can we assume that Salah will not be going anywhere this month? Yes. 100%. I think that decision was made anyway. Forget about him playing him last night. I think he should stay at the club and he should perform and hopefully get a trophy between now and the end of the season. And he'll get a real send-off at the end of the season. I don't see him staying after that, but let's just concentrate on the here and now, and that's all that Liverpool fans are interested in, and certainly Arne Slot. He's a very good player. He's a top draw player. He's a world-class player. He's one of the best foreign imports we've ever seen into the Premier League. So just get the most out of him while you can. And I think between now and the end of the season, I think he'd be a difference maker for Liverpool. Well, we are interested in your thoughts on this. Some interesting quotes from Steven Gerrard after the game. Yeah. He said that, I mean, Arne Slot has made references to breaking down low blocks. He's done that quite a lot this season. Gerrard said he needs to stop mentioning low blocks. Low blocks have been happening against Liverpool since I was playing. That's just the way it is. What do you think of that? Absolutely, couldn't agree more. I do hear him coming out with this. Don't like teams that play with low blocks. Don't like teams who play direct. Don't like teams who play with long throws. You're telling the opposition, you're giving them a clue what you're unhappy with. Stop mentioning it. Stevie's right. It's always been the case. Certainly when you go to Anfield, they tend to dominate the game. So what are the teams expected to do? Not everyone's going to play like a De Zerbi side and come out and play on the front foot because that's the way he wants to play. Sometimes they're just trying to get a result for themselves, like a Burnley. You know, they're fighting for their lives at the bottom of the Premier League. They're going to sit back. They're going to put bodies behind the ball because they know Liverpool have the threats. If you're playing 1v1 against Liverpool side, invariably you're going to lose the football match because they've got great individual players. So, you know, the opposition are entitled to play whatever they will, however and whatever they like and when they want. And it is nothing to do with Arne Slot. So I think Steve is absolutely right. To keep your mouth shut, look after your own team and try and find the solutions to break down the low block. And if they do, what chance do they have in winning the Champions League? Where would they rank for you in terms of what you think, who can go on and win it? Listen, if they get all their bodies fit, they're quite healthy at the moment. Konate was missing last night. I thought Gomez come in and done a good job. And they're not a bad side, Marseille. You know, they have got their threats. They've got very experienced players. A lot of players are recognisable to the Premier League as well.
Liverpool fans, stop for a second and really think about what this club is doing right now. Because this is one of those moments where a transfer rumor is not just noise, it's a reflection of long-term planning, patience, and identity. Reports coming out of Brazil and England suggesting that Liverpool are preparing an official offer for Andre should not be brushed aside as just another recycled name from the past. This feels different, and the timing matters more than ever. After missing out on Mark Guéhi and reassessing priorities at the back and in midfield, Liverpool's recruitment team appears to be circling back to a player they have admired for years, not out of desperation, but out of opportunity. Let's rewind the story for a moment. Andre was not a random target. Liverpool tracked him extensively during his time at Fluminense, when he was one of the standout midfielders in South America, controlling games, dictating tempo, and showing a level of tactical intelligence that immediately caught the attention of top European clubs. At the time, Liverpool chose patience. Wolves moved faster, brought him to the Premier League, and many people assumed that chapter was closed forever. But football rarely works in straight lines, and sometimes the long route is the one that leads you exactly where you need to be.
Now here we are, with Wolves struggling, relegation fears looming, and Andre quietly becoming one of the most consistent and respected midfielders of the Premier League. When former Wolves players and analysts describe him as indispensable and one of the best number 6s in the league, that's not hype. That's recognition earned week after week. This is a player putting up elite-level numbers in ball recoveries, pass completion, tackles, and positional discipline, all while playing in a team that has spent most of the season under pressure. That context matters. Performing well in a dominant side is one thing. Performing at this level in a struggling side tells you everything about mentality and football intelligence. What makes this story especially interesting for Liverpool is not just Andre's ability, but how cleanly he fits into what Arne Slot is trying to build. Slot wants control. He wants structure. He wants players who understand spacing, timing, and responsibility both with and without the ball. Andre is not a flashy headline signing. He is not the type of midfielder who racks up viral clips every week. He is the kind of player who makes everyone else better, who allows creative players to express themselves, who stabilizes matches when chaos threatens to take over. And if you look at Liverpool's recent seasons, that type of profile has been sorely missed at key moments. Yes, Liverpool already have options in midfield. Yes, competition for places is strong, but let's be honest with ourselves as fans. Wataru Endo, as professional and committed as he is, has clearly been viewed as a depth option rather than a long-term cornerstone. Slot's selection patterns tell that story clearly. If Liverpool are serious about building a midfield that can dominate domestically and in Europe for the next 4 to 5 years, adding a player like Andre, entering his prime, Premier League proven, tactically mature, makes complete sense. There's also a market reality here that cannot be ignored. Wolves' situation changes everything. If relegation becomes reality, Liverpool suddenly find themselves in a position of leverage. A reported fee around 30 million euros for a player of Andre's profile, age, and production is not reckless spending, it's smart business. This is exactly the type of deal Liverpool have built their modern success on, identifying value before it explodes, acting decisively when conditions align, and avoiding panic buys driven by short-term pressure. What I find most encouraging about these reports is what they say about Liverpool's mindset after missing out on Guéhi. Lesser clubs would spiral, scramble, and overpay out of frustration. Liverpool appear to have taken a breath, reassessed, and calmly shifted focus. That is not weakness, that is institutional maturity. It shows that the club is not abandoning its principles just because one door closed. Instead, they're opening another that may actually lead to a more balanced and sustainable outcome. And let's not ignore the bigger picture here. Andre is not being discussed as a guaranteed starter walking into the XI. He would have to earn his place, compete, adapt, and integrate. That's exactly how it should be at a club like Liverpool.
The best squads are built on internal competition, not entitlement. Bringing in a player like Andre raises the level of training, tactical flexibility, and match control without destabilizing the dressing room. Of course, this is still a report. This is not confirmation, and it's right to approach it with cautious optimism rather than blind excitement. Liverpool fans have learned that lesson the hard way. But there is a difference between empty rumors and stories that keep resurfacing year after year, supported by data, scouting history, and evolving market conditions. Andre to Liverpool has always made football sense. Now, for the first time, it might also make perfect timing sense. So when you step back and look at it all, this is not a sign of Liverpool chasing headlines. It's a sign of Liverpool quietly positioning themselves to strengthen intelligently. Whether this move happens this summer or becomes part of a longer plan, the intent alone should reassure fans who worry about direction and ambition. This club is still thinking ahead, still planning, still building. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Andre is the right profile for Liverpool's midfield going forward? Should the club move quickly if Wolves go down, or wait and see how the market develops? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this is a conversation worth having. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to RedView Update, and stay with us, because the next move Liverpool make could shape this team for years to come.